Rep ranges. What's up guys, it's Tyrone here with LDU Fitness. In today's video we're talking about the best rep ranges to build muscle mass. So the typical known ones are 6 to 8 reps. Usually people target strength with that. 8 to 15 reps people target hypertrophy, and then 15 plus reps, you know, guys are doing that for the pump, you know, being stupid basically. So the general consensus, this whole thing that I've said here is pretty much the general consensus. This is what everyone believes. Most people believe in the gym. If you go and you ask guys, this is what they'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? 6 to 8 reps for strength, 8 to 15 for hypertrophy, and 15 plus reps for the pump. This is what most people in the gym would tell you. However, this is not always the case, not usually the case, because if someone is doing the 6 to 8 reps targeting strength, I've said this in many videos that these are the people who will typically be violating form. They will be doing, for instance, an incline dumbbell press, the glutes coming off the fucking bench like idiots, bro, like hurting their back, you know, not knowing what's going, because they're chasing the number. So they don't care what happens, they don't care how their form is, they want to see that number climb. They could be doing this on a flat bench with a bar where their glutes are all the way off the bench and they're just pressing, you know what I mean? So basically they just want to see that number go up. That's the point, right? And then the 8 to 15 for hypertrophy, this guys will be doing moderate to, you know, pretty light weights, chasing hypertrophy. Then 15 plus reps for the pump. A lot of people believe that pump equals gains. So this is typically what you hear a lot in gyms. However, this is not always the case, because if you do things with the proper form, if you do things, you know, controlling the weight, then it doesn't really matter, right? So if your muscle is being taken to absolute failure during a set or through the workout, right, your body is not going to be able to tell the difference, right? The body knows what failure is, the body knows what mechanical tension is, but the body is not going to count reps, right? What really matters is, did you do it with strict form? Did you take the muscle to absolute failure? Were you controlling the weight? That's what truly matters, because you can go ahead and do fucking you know, the 30 reps spotted weight you can't control, like, you know, you're not making gains, bro. The only gains I see you making there is injury gains. That's it. That's the only fucking gains you're making in that scenario, right? So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that matters. You know, if you tick all these boxes: strict form, taking the muscle to absolute failure, and controlling the weight. So at that point, none of this actually matters. If you tick all these boxes, these don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? You know, well, except for this, you know what I'm saying? But the 6 to 8 or the 8 to 15 reps won't mean anything if you didn't tick any of these boxes. You know what I'm saying? So my favorite example for this is I use the incline dumbbell press. So I normally take a 40 kg dumbbell, right? That's a relatively heavy weight. So what will tend to happen is I'll be doing maybe 3 reps, maybe 7 reps, maybe 10 reps. This will happen mostly like during prep, you know, or when I'm like cutting, when I'm not, like when I'm in a huge calorie deficit. This will happen, you know, with a 40 kg dumbbell, and then maybe 5 reps at most, you know, usually when I'm cutting. This happens like normally at the beginning of a cut, and then this will happen when I'm doing when I'm you know, off season. You know, I'll do 10 reps with a 40 kilo dumbbell. But the main thing is that I am controlling the weight all through. That's all that matters for me, right? So if I fail at 3 reps, I'm not gonna be crying, I failed at 3 reps, oh my god, I'm such a bitch. No, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I failed at 3 reps, I go back to this. I check if I ticked all these boxes. Did I use strict form? Did I go to total failure? Did I control the weight? That's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the failure point is when you have that involuntary slowing of the movement. So did I get to that point with the 3 reps, or was I just bullshitting? If I was bullshitting, then yeah, we go back and we do some more reps. You know what I'm saying? So because 40 kg is a relatively heavy weight for incline dumbbell press, it forces the muscle to adapt and grow, provided that the muscle goes to absolute failure. That's what I've been saying. and the weight was controlled and the form was good. So what I mean is, you go back to check, did you tick all these 3 boxes? That's all that matters. That's all that truly matters when you're running a workout, right? So this going to total failure, like I said, it can happen at 3 reps, it can happen at 10 reps, provided that you got that involuntary slowing of the movement. You know what I'm saying? So the best rep range for you to build, this is my final verdict, the best rep range for you to build muscle mass, you know, it's the rep range that gets you to failure. It's the rep range that gets you to that involuntary slowing of the movement. That is it, bro, right? So all you have to do every time you run, you perform a set, is you have to check if you ticked these 3 boxes. Did you do strict form? Did you go to total failure? Did you control the weight? Always. That's all that matters. Once these 3 boxes are ticked, you don't need to worry about, oh, I did 3 reps, oh, I did 6 reps, oh, I did 8 reps. Doesn't matter, because you could do the 15 but you never get to failure. You know what I mean? So that's really what matters. And if you do the 15, you're not really getting to failure, my brother, that means you need to up your game in the gym, bro. You need to do that progressive overload action. So that's it for this week's video. I'll see you guys next time.
So the angle I had to be thankful. When you're young, you don't know what that pain do. If you fuck with a boy, I say thank you. Things keep on changing, nothing ever as it seems. Still slipping on me while I'm out here chasing dreams. Trust in the process, what I want won't come with ease. Gotta do it first before they see what you believe.